This opposing attorney was so good, he did everything he could to psych me out before I started questioning his doctor client. You want to know what he did and what effect it had on me prior to starting this deposition? Come join me for a walk through the neighborhood as I share with you exactly what I'm talking about. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. I'm out here walking Daisy. It's her birthday today. She's 7. And Bentley's 9. And now I have a few minutes to share this great information with you. Okay, so this took place many years ago. And now, you never see in a UFC match or in these boxing matches where the opponents come out beforehand, and it might be a day or two before, and they basically come up to each other and they talk smack to each other. They basically try and psych each other out by the curse words, by the comments that they're making, by the insults that they're throwing. And I didn't realize it at the time, but that's exactly what this attorney was trying to do. So now this is a medical malpractice case. And there came a time where I had an opportunity to question this literally world-famous physician who was being sued by my client for malpractice. Now, the attorney who was representing this world-famous doctor, he actually was a very, very good, very experienced defense attorney. He was one of the senior trial attorneys in one of the big medical malpractice firms in New York City. And I'd gone up against him before, I had gone to trial with him before, and I'd had depositions with him before. When I say that this attorney was very good, I mean that he was a dangerous opponent, meaning he was excellent at what he did. So now this was being done on a Zoom video call. And you should know that a deposition is pre-trial testimony, where I have an opportunity to ask a witness questions and get answers, and the answers actually represent the doctor's sworn testimony. And all of that, all of my questions and all of the doctor's answers are recorded by a court stenographer who is also on the call or present in the room if we are doing this in person. And all of the doctor's answers, it carries the same exact weight as if he is testifying in court, at trial, in front of a judge and in front of a jury. So many people think just because this is in an informal setting or being done on a Zoom video call, that it doesn't carry much weight or much significance. Actually, nothing could be further from the truth. The reality is that this type of deposition, this type of testimony carries the same exact weight as if we are at trial. All right, so now, as we are setting up, as the court reporter is setting up, and now I'm on the call, the defense attorney is on the call, the doctor is in the room with him, and now we're just waiting a couple of minutes to get some housekeeping stuff done, to get some administrative stuff done. The defense attorney and I start having a chat. And it turns out at the very beginning to be a pleasant chat. We're talking about general things, we're talking about other cases or how busy we both are. And then all of a sudden, the defense attorney starts saying the following things to me. You know, I don't understand how you're ever going to go to trial on this case because you're never, ever going to get an expert that is on the level of this doctor here. You are never, ever going to have anybody in the world who is going to be able to say with any degree of certainty that this doctor violated the basic standards of medical care. This doctor is so well published, he's got like 100 pages worth of publications. He's got like 600 publications, and that there is nobody in the entire world who has more publications on this particular specialty than he does. Now, I knew that before going forward with the deposition because I had done my research. But now, I didn't realize at the moment what he's trying to do. What he's basically trying to do is to talk smack and to try and psych me out before I start questioning this doctor. This attorney was actually doing more than just talking smack. He was getting into my head. And I didn't realize it at that moment, but he actually did. He got into my head. And as I'm questioning the doctor, at least at the very beginning, I'm thinking, holy crap, you know, he's right. So during the course of this deposition, I'm not showing my cards. I'm not showing any expression that this guy has now psyched me out, that at least he's gotten into my head, and those thoughts are going through my mind as I'm trying to formulate different questions to ask this particular doctor. And, you know, I didn't realize it till afterwards, and I had a chance to decompress and figure out what it was that he testified about. Did I realize what this attorney had done? And looking back on the other cases I handled with him in the past, I realized he did not do this in the other cases. And I think the reason was because he didn't really have the ability, based upon his witnesses and his clients, to actually do this. But in this case, he had an excellent, very well-credentialed doctor, and there was no dispute about that. But the fact that a doctor is so well-credentialed does not mean that he did not violate the basic standards of medical care. Did it mean it would be more difficult for me to get a well-qualified expert to testify against him? Yes, certainly. No doubt about that. But the fact that this attorney went ahead and started talking smack about what I could and couldn't do, or would and wouldn't do as our case approached trial, I realized there's only one reason he's doing that. Remember I told you we started off our conversation pleasantly, and it talked about our work, and it talked about our schedules and how busy we were respectively, and then it turned to talking smack. Hey, you're never going to find an expert. You're never going to find anybody who's as well credentialed or as well published or knows as much about this particular topic as this guy does. There's no possible way you're ever going to do that. I don't know how you're going to go to trial or how you're ever going to prove your case against my client. We're going to have to move for summary judgment. And now he's going on and on to the point where I was so thankful that the court reporter actually was ready to begin, and she interrupted him and said, okay, we're ready to go. And I will share something else with you. Out of all the years I've been doing this, now I'm approaching 36 years, this is probably the only instance where an opposing attorney actually did this before starting a deposition. I can't remember another time where another attorney has done something similar, where they've tried to psych me out or at least get into my head about their position and why their position is right and mine is wrong. And this was really an attempt to try and psych me out and to try and alter my strategy and alter my trajectory of this particular case. Did it work? Initially, yes, it worked. Did it have any ultimate effect on the case? Thankfully, the answer is no, it did not. So why do I share this quick story with you? I share it with you just to open your eyes and to help you understand how these types of cases work here in the state of New York. You know, I recognize you're likely watching this because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you are thinking about bringing a lawsuit but haven't done so yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.